Quit this! We're not on drugs!
Rhett and Link. You guys are living the dream. Making YouTube videos.
I lost my phone this weekend.
Let's talk about that.
Hello, Amy.
We both dated her in high school.
She got into our YouTube channel.
You gotta get your phone back and get the show back.
We gonna get crunk up in this piece.
Is that just dirt down there?
It's dirt shorts. It's dorts.
Dorts?
I'm gonna make you a pair.
I don't need dorts.
I'm taking your measurements now with my eyes.
Ugh.
What else can we do?
I got an idea.
What if we had clones of ourselves?
They've got a point.
You gotta fight.
Make it look real.
It's okay to do things to people if they don't know you're doing it. That's why I've always wanted to be a dentist.
Huh?
Now pedal me, Linkster!
For the first 10 years of our friendship, I thought your name was Long.
We're gonna have to kill you.
Anything can be hiding in the dark.
We should make noises.
Wow. It's all so beautiful. I want to be there.
Guys, welcome one more time. Rhett and Link are right here on this stage. They are 10 feet away from you. Oh, so exciting. Guys, one, thank you for being here. Super excited to have you.
You're welcome.
Oh, perfect. That was nice. Two, congratulations on everything. Man, what an incredible year. October in general, huge month for you guys.
Yes.
A lot of great stuff going on. And congratulations on finding each other at such a young age. It has been wonderful.
Yeah,
hasn't
it worked out really well.
Yeah. It's been a good run so far, right? Right?
And it's over.
And you're here today.
This is
Exclusive
This is the
announcement.
end.
This is the farewell.
The friendship is officially over
My
after
God,
this.
I hope not. You're gonna have to get through them. That we purposely put them between you and the exit, just in case you make an announcement. That's why they're here. Seriously though, October was huge. You guys, not only the release of the show, what was it 1,000th episode of Good Mythical Morning, right? Like,
Yep.
what have you guys? How crazy was that? Right, a lot of fun. You've been celebrating, very top of the world.
Yeah, it was cool. We had a mashup of videos from fans talking about the show, and we watched it while the show was being taped for the first time, and then so we started crying.
We choked up a little bit. That was not an act.
I'm gonna try to get you guys to cry today. I think.
Hey, it doesn't take much. Have you seen Moana?
Yeah. Oh my God, Moana.
I was audibly weeping and heaving at one point in Moana. And nobody else from my family was.
Really, it was just you?
Yeah, just me.
I was there too.
Yeah. Well.
He was.
I was.
Actually.
So just the two of you were. What about the rest of the theater? Were you the only guys in the theater crying, or was it?
It was just me and him in the theater.
That
An
was
empty
it.
theater.
We always
rented-
rent out an entire. That's the only way we enjoy movies these days.
If you don't mind, I really want to dig deep on this. I want to spend the next 20 minutes talking about your thoughts on Moana. We can just talk about some favorite moments, maybe the Rock song. Whose idea to only give him one song? What's going on? Let that guy sing the whole movie.
Yeah.
That's what I say, right?
Right.
All right, we'll get back to it. You know what? There's probably other stuff that we should talk about. I got a chance to watch the whole show. I love this show. How long have you guys were you guys working on this before you got to premiere it in October?
I know a year ago we were working on it. So
I
right
know
now-
that.
I do know that. So at least a year.
Well, we've been wanting to do this kind of thing for a while. Something scripted, because when you're scripted, you can actually plan to be funnier than you actually are, and you can.
But there's a risk with that. I mean, on Good Mythical Morning, it's if something bombs, and that happens to me occasionally. I'm not going to throw Rhett under the bus. He can speak for himself, but I can just say, well, it's just we didn't plan it. It just what didn't happen just didn't happen.
Right.
We didn't plan for it to not happen.
Who could?
I didn't try to make that happen, and then it didn't happen.
You can only plan. You can't plan to not plan for things to not happen. You can only plan.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's just a fact of the universe.
Right. That's just science, I believe.
But I mean, that's what we do every day on Good Mythical Morning, which we love doing. Is we are just, we're just ourselves reacting to things and talking about things, and we do that every single day. We've done it for 1,000 episodes, and so we've always wanted to do sort of the opposite end of the spectrum, to conceive a story, tell a story, do something that incorporates our music, because we haven't been doing as much of our music lately. So there's a musical number, music video in every single episode.
Well, that's the thing. It's a perfect vehicle for like all the things you guys are really good at. You have like a lot of the fake commercials and infomercials in there. There's a musical number and everything. Being scripted and trying to like make that effort of doing something scripted. Did you guys have to resist the urge to improvise while you were doing this at that point? You were like, well, this is the funny. Let's stick to this. Or did you just kind of let it happen? Was it more relaxed when you were on set? What was that like?
You want to speak to that, Link?
I think we thought that there would be more improv than there actually was in the Making a Buddy system. I mean, we were moving pretty quickly through things, and because we conceptualized and wrote it, and you know, once you get to that point where when you're executing it, you kind of know how you want it. So even though it's like, oh, won't it be fun for us just to kind of riff on things? I think the reason why that didn't happen is because we were involved in so many, in every stage leading up to that.
And we also do, that's how
we knew what we wanted.
That's how we work through our scripts. So we write it, and then we sit down with it, and we read it back and forth, and we naturalize it, for lack of a better word. So we actually do a little bit of an improv back and forth. That's not how you would say that. That's not how I would say that. Yeah. Oh, now that I hear you say that out loud, I would actually say this, and we just note the script as we go. So we've actually we improv a script punch-up. So by the time we get on set again, it's like 99% there for the most part.
You guys have been friends and known each other for so long. Is there ever a moment where you're like, well, I would say it this way, and you're like, you wouldn't say it like that? Like you call him out on things that make it, and vice versa?
Yeah, like you don't know that word, Link.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know you don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that definitely happens. And I think that and it's interesting because when I was playing Peter, the naked guy wearing dirt shorts, it was easier to improvise when I wasn't playing a version of myself.
Yeah. And
So
characters are much easier to improvise. Yeah.
Also harder to call each other out because you're inventing the
Right,
person in that moment.
right.
Yeah. This is how naked guy with dirt shorts does this. This is what he
Yeah.
is. I predict next year Halloween, by the way, big costume.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
Those
yeah.
dirt shorts are
well, it's
harder
so
to make.
comfortable.
Yeah.
It's got that going for it too,
Is there like when you guys? So you've done.
and sweaty on the inside
Well, it should be right.
because it was
All right, let's talk more about that.
it was latex.
Let's dig in. Let's.
It was like latex
Oh yeah. So it wasn't.
pants. It was like biker short-ish type stuff, but it was just like rubber.
Did you hear the audible gasps when you said it wasn't real dirt? By the way, and you kind of pulled the curtain too far back. You're like, it was latex. Like, oh.
No, well, there was real dirt over the top of it. There was also some sort of fake dirt. I'm sorry, there was fake dirt.
We're getting a lot of exclusives here today, man. All the dirt's coming out, pun intended. That was bad. Yeah, your groan was worthy, by the way. So is there a different type, when you put this much effort into something, you write something, it's a different project, different style of project, is there also a different type of excitement or an anxiety that comes with releasing it and like how the fan response is going to be to it? What was it like in the days leading up of like getting excited to like get it out there?
Yeah, we definitely think about that. I think one of the interesting things is that because we've been doing YouTube for so long, 10 years now, and we've done a lot of different things, and then, if we meet people who know us, they know us from many different things. It might be, oh, I saw you guys on Commercial Kings, or I watched Good Mythical Morning, or I like this one video that you made back in the day. And so you never know if they're going to like the next thing that you do, because if they're coming in for one particular thing. And we also haven't done a lot of scripted stuff in years. I mean, that's one of the reasons we did a series of sketches on our YouTube channel going back a year ago. We were like, we kind of want to remind people that we do this kind of content. So especially when you put this much heart and soul, I mean, it takes, for every minute on screen, I don't know, there's however many hours of your heart and soul that you put into that. So it's one thing to have an episode of Good Mythical Morning not turn out, because it pretty much took the time that it takes to conceptualize the episode and then execute it. So we were nervous about it, but the overwhelming response was positive. So we were thrilled to see that the fans liked it and saw it as a natural extension of what we're already doing.
For sure, and no surprise, because it is, again, so damn funny. Like, it's a really good job. Like, you guys should be super proud of it. There's a moment in, I think, like episode 4-ish or so, where your phone has been taken and all that sort of stuff's happening, and YouTubers start making cameos and coming on and, like, encouraging people to unsubscribe because you've sort of sold out due to the person that has your phone, right? You guys are kind of experts at making these really entertaining and funny commercials and sponsored content. Did that element of the story come from like a real place of fear that you guys had at one point when you were getting into that side of making these kinds of videos and stuff like that? Or?
We certainly have always obsessed over the numbers. Oh, this video is might break 1 million views. This might be our first one, or we're gonna break 10,000 or 100,000 subscribers. Yeah. YouTube gives you so much data, and then you just obsess over it. And when things are successful, it just gives you more room to fret over. Okay, when the numbers go down a little bit, what does that mean? I mean, it's ultimately a strength, but.
And yeah, I mean, I do think that there is the element of, we have done a lot of sponsored videos. We even got our start before YouTube was paying. Was doing the partner program and paying anybody money from the ads. We were already talking to brands to incorporate them into our content. So people know that kind of enables our content. But yeah, I think there's been a sensitivity to, we want to do this right, and if we do it wrong, we will be called sellouts. So it was sort of like, this is what it would be like if we were to just completely give our channel over to a company.
Yeah, and then, so the trump card is always, if we're deciding what we're going to do, just like in Buddy System when Rhett leans over and he's like, we're losing subscribers. It's like, oh, that ends the conversation right there. It's like, well, okay, we got to change it.
Yeah, well then, okay, clearly we veered.
Yeah.
Is it hard to look at that data and not read too deep into it, and not do you allow the data to dictate creative decisions, or do you, at a certain point, do you go, you know what, we've got to do what we think's funny and put it out there and see what happens? Like, how do you balance that? Because you have all this information.
It's definitely a balance. I mean, I think that there are people who you might call just a pure artist who would have a really difficult time on YouTube because they would be like, I'm just going to do this for me, and I'm not going to pay attention to what people want. And that's great, and some of those people become incredible creators. I think that we do have this very practical, left brain, right brain balance where we come from an engineering background. So putting something out there and seeing how the algorithm treats it, see how the audience responds to it, it's like a game to us in some ways. So yeah, we're not going to put anything out there that we don't enjoy personally and that we're not proud of, but we're also not going to take something that we know we like, that we already know just based on the way we know that YouTube works, that no one's going to care about. Maybe one day we'll do that. But for right now, I think it's very much, it is calculated in a sense. We know that this is funny, but we also think an audience is going to respond to this.
Right, so we don't think of ourselves as pure artists. We think of ourselves as impure artists,
very impure,
like dirty artists. We're like dirty artists.
Just two dirties?
Yeah.
Dirty, like
dirty,
and like in a dirty South kind of way.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like it's like our version of hip hop. It's like
some have said that. I don't think they will. I think they just said no.
No,
but
no,
there were definitely
wrong.
people that were nodding, that were in agreement. We've split the room with the hip.
Yeah, right. It's polarized.
Three dirties. I didn't mean dirty in like an obscene way. I meant dirty in like a, in like an
well, you guys,
soiled.
You've also
like we're soiled.
Yeah.
Like I am currently soiled.
We've compromised.
He is soiled right now. We've soiled ourselves.
Referred
Right.
to
Creatively.
yourselves as entertainers, right? Like at some point.
Internet-tainers.
Internet-tainers. That's the one. Thank you. Internet-tainers. So you guys are internet-tainers, which I think anything with the word internet involved is going to have that dirty element, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Comes with the territory.
Double dirty.
And a huge chip on your shoulder.
Yes, of course.
When it's like, come on. Let's let go of this internet thing. Let's just be entertainers now. I hate the fact that we call ourselves entertainers.
I'm sorry I brought that up. I didn't.
No.
Pour salt in the wound here.
No,
no,
it's fine.
Well,
it got applause. I mean,
certainly did.
So,
and no one can take that away from us.
Right.
Well, except for them. They're not applauding now.
Right,
So I
exactly.
guess that would be. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are the best. So sweet. Well, to that end of just being entertainers, you guys, especially on this project, but this wasn't a first, but you've worked with incredible people from the entertainment. I mean, the director alone, John Fortenberry,
Yeah.
dude, Kids in the Hall. I mean, like TV director royalty. This guy knows what he's doing. I think a lot of that shows. How did he get involved? How did some of these cameos? You got Molly Shannon. I mean, like so many great people show up in this. How did all that kind of come together? How did you form all those relationships?
Our director, John Fortenberry, we were introduced through Suzanne at YouTube, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes, that's how we met.
So Suzanne,
John.
who heads up the YouTube Originals program, was an old friend of John, and she thought that he would be a great fit, just based on his sensibility. And you know, there was a time in which we thought, well, maybe we should try to direct this. I think we were pretty quickly and easily talked out of that. And we were doing something that was just much bigger, a schedule that was, you know, a budget and a schedule that were much bigger than anything that we had played around with, and really didn't want to screw that up. So we focused on, you know, the writing and the performing. And John came in, and it was just, you know, I think as a TV director, as opposed to, he has done film, but he kind of took the TV director role in that it's much more collaborative. He knows he's coming into an existing universe and a world, and he's going to take our cues and try to accomplish our vision.
Yeah.
So he was just totally on board with that, and then he brought a lot to the table in terms of just experience as a director, and really brought it together.
And he directed all the musical elements as well, right? Like all the
Yeah.
Because those are great. There's like a Flight of the Conchords-y sort of Weird Al vibe, but just like this absurdist kind of thing to it. And you guys said early on that music was always a part of the vision, right? You always wanted there to be something in each thing. So did you guys write the songs and then write the narrative around it, or other way around? How did that come about?
It all happened at the same time, and yeah, so we had to. I'm trying to remember specifically.
Most of them came out of the
story.
So we would, you know, in a typical episode, we would have, like, if you take the fifth episode where there's the magic show where Maxwell's kind of revealing the secret behind his magic, and then we're going to take a power nap before we go and meet Amy.
I think that's one where we knew we wanted to. Well, yeah, we decided to take a power nap, right?
And we knew, okay, what's the best thing to write a song about in this
did come
sequence?
first.
Well, the power nap. So a lot of it happened that way.
We had a song conceptualized for once we infiltrate Amy's commercial studio and we're trying to get in some of her infomercials. We had conceptualized a scene that we eventually cut, which was we each go to our own set, which we still do, but then there's a break, and we come out to the snack table, you know, where the crafty is and everything, and then we're eating snacks, and I'm really focused on the snacks, and Rhett is trying to get me to focus on finding my phone. We thought that'd be funny, but then we said, and we can write a song about snacks, which
It really
was great.
is that simple.
But then that whole scene got cut, so we never wrote a song about snacks.
Well, because the good thing is that the songs are supposed to be kind of an aside, so you can suddenly have a song about snacks, as opposed to a musical where it's really supposed to move the plot forward. We specifically made a decision that, with rare exception, we don't want these songs to be about moving the plot forward, because they don't stand alone as well, and we wanted to be a little break that's a little bit more reminiscent of the subject-based stuff that we've done in the past.
For sure. Well, it all kind of flows together and blends together. We're going to open it up in just 1 second for audience Q&A, so that's your last warning. Get the wheel spinning, all right?
Yeah.
But before we do, I have a dumb question. With all of the like infomercial parodies and stuff like that, have you guys ever fallen victim to and purchased any items off of said infomercials?
That's not a dumb question.
We were just talking about his mom.
I mean, it wasn't a smart question.
Somewhere in gray area.
It was in the gray area.
Yeah, it was just a question, really.
Yeah, it's my favorite type of question.
We were just talking about Link's mom and how she is the target audience for infomercials and QVC specifically.
She buys like jewelry though. She doesn't buy like as seen on TV products.
She doesn't have like a Roomba.
You're going to tell me you don't have a slap chop kicking around in the cabinet somewhere right now?
Sadly, no, I don't.
Oh, you haven't lived.
I would just slap chop a finger off.
Well, but now I do.
You got to know your limits.
Make your salsa verde if you don't have a slap chop.
I don't like salsa.
I do have a problem personally with
like that
impulse buys based on commercials, though. I mean, but never an item like that, like a household item. But more than once, I've seen like a new fast food item Like when the McRib comes back, I go to McDonald's immediately.
Oh, everyone gets the McRib when it comes out. Do you immediately regret it after taking that bite, though? Because
I limit it to one a year now.
Okay,
That's
His one bite is the whole McRib.
yeah, it kind of is. They're
So
dunking
it's-
it. It's like a Cadbury cream egg. It's gotten smaller every year, and they're just trying to sneak that bite. But we know.
That's true.
We know. I'm telling McDonald's. They watch.
They don't make Cadbury cream eggs.
What's that? Right. Well, I meant
Yeah,
the McRib.
right.
Oh,
But you know what, though? I think there's a partnership there. They're just leaving it
McDonald's
on
has
the
got
table.
their hands in everything.
They do. So go on. You were saying.
He was
Well, I
done.
was done.
Buys. Oh, that was
I was definitely done.
You were done.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, why don't we open it up for audience Q&A? What do you think?
Oh
Wanna do
yeah,
that?
I'm excited.
You guys want to ask some questions? Let's take one. What do we got?
Better be good.
Nice shirt.
Oh, thank you. That was on purpose.
I almost wore that.
I wish you did, honestly. I think my question was, for me, since I'm a new college student, I'm very fearful of my future, and knowing
Good.
that you guys were
Should be.
knowing that you guys were engineers and practicing engineers and going into entertainment, I'm kind of wondering, where did your fearlessness come from to kind of jump into it? I know you started with small videos and sort of building your own website and all that, but how did you sort of break out from the barrier of fear maybe that was there? I don't know if it was there,
Yeah.
but
Well, there's
yeah.
a fine line between fearlessness and stupidity. And I don't know which one we fall on. I think it was, we've always had this, if you want to do something creative, I think you have to be a little bit screwed up. And you also have to
Or
have
delusional.
delusional. You have to have a faith in yourself and what you're creating that it's not necessarily reflected by the audience that experiences it first. So for us, that was going back to when we were kids and we would perform in our talent show or we would make a video for our class. And we have video evidence of some of this stuff, and we've got lyrics of some of the songs that we wrote, and they're all really, really bad. But we remember the mental state that we were in while we were preparing it. We thought it was going to be awesome, and then when we were doing it, we thought it was awesome, and then when we were done, we thought that we were awesome. And there's a little bit of this American Idol contestant who doesn't know that they're bad that you can fall into, but the only way to do that is just to try it and see if somebody responds to it. A lot of people with that mindset are actually going to be bad, and then it's not going to work, but sometimes you're going to be good. But I think it just comes with that, just confidence in what you're creating. Link?
Or just get a friend who can agree with your stupid ideas.
It does help to,
That does help.
It does help to be in a partnership with somebody, without a doubt.
Well said. Next question.
Hey, Rhett and Link. Thank you for being here. What was the photo shoot like for the Buddy System poster seen on the screen?
It was tight.
Well, the only thing real about this photo is my outfit. We weren't on the beach. We weren't on that sidewalk. We weren't outdoors.
That's not my real beard.
Or legs. That is not Rhett's real beard.
Were those letters there?
That is a fake beard. I'm
And
serious.
that is not a joke.
Yeah.
How long did you have to walk around as with the Eminem with a perm from 90? How long did you have to live in that skin?
Too long. I mean, it took me 6 weeks to get back to a place where I felt like myself.
Oh, man.
But at week 2 is when we took these photos. So he had a fake beard constructed to wear on Good Mythical Morning because we didn't want to give away the reveal.
Like a quadruple take when I saw it.
But we also had to take the promo photos, and we did a live Q&A like this. In that period of time, and Rhett wore a fake beard for that, and we're seeing people that we knew, and not acknowledging that to anyone that Rhett had on a fake beard. It was weird,
And it was because it sticks to you, and it's not flexible. Yeah. So I couldn't really. My mouth is small already, but I really couldn't. If I laughed, I was like, I couldn't. It was, and I wore it for at least a week on GMM, maybe 2, and it was very obvious. I think it was very obvious to everybody. So we acknowledged it. Like, we put it on before we were going to shoot in the first episode, and we were like, this is so obvious, because if there's a little something different about our hair or clothes or whatever, everybody points it out. So I was like, this is going to obviously be noticed. So we have to acknowledge it without acknowledging it.
You got this thing happened to your hair here where there was a dent in your hair. It's kind of there now.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I saw that someone made a Twitter account called Rhett's Hair Dent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you here? No, that person is not here because
That was worth the swing. Sometimes that works out.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we have another question in the front row right there.
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
My question is in regards to Buddy System. I know you guys did it in a relatively short period of time that you kind of filmed it and put everything together. If you had an opportunity to do it again, would you do it in that same manner, or would you do it a bit differently? Yeah. Here we go. So you guys are
we're asking a lot of those questions right now of what would or will a season 2 of Buddy System look like. As far as shooting it in a confined period of time, and what's it called, block shooting it? Is that what it's called? Where you shoot it, where you shoot across all the episodes, more like a movie to get it all done. Is something I think we still have to do because we have our day jobs. You know, we have Good Mythical Morning that we've got to keep going back to and working on. So that kind of dictates the amount of time and the way that we shoot it.
Yeah.
But the episodes should probably be longer if and when we do it again, don't you think?
Agreed. We have time for one more question. Before we get to that, though, I just want to know, is it the length it is, and did you film it the way you, I think you kind of answered this, sort of out of necessity, because you guys do so much. You've got the podcast, you're making music, you've got the show all the time. Like, you're very prolific in that way, that you're constantly churning out content. Do you feel like you have to do things quickly, or do you guys sit down when you're like, what's next? Do you have to make a very disciplined decision about what you're going to tackle at once because you want to give it all 100%?
Yeah, I mean, it's a balance. I mean, obviously, if Buddy System was the only thing that we were doing in a given year, or the main thing that we were doing, then I think we would have approached it differently.
And we would have taken too much time on it. I think that's the beauty of it, is that it forces you to take a little less time. You know, a dirty artist's work is never finished.
Right.
I think is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You just run out of time.
Right.
You run out of dirty time.
Let's go ahead and take the last dirty question.
I was wondering, I have always wondered, what do you, Link, do you remember anything that happened?
No, that is an easy answer.
We do not remember anything.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm not going to remember it.
The night the day you went skiing or snowboarding with Rhett from the tragedy. Do you sort of not remember any of that?
Wow, she's digging deep.
Okay, so the tragedy is the written account of me snowboarding, breaking my pelvis, and hitting my head and losing 8 hours of memory. Wow. Which, if you just Google Link's pelvis, don't Google image search that.
As you do.
But if you like text search that,
right.
You'll have a dramatic reading by my friend Rhett here of that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He doesn't remember it,
any
and
of
that's why I wrote the account.
But it seems like I remember it because I've read his account so many times.
Right.
That's better. It's like, you know, if I don't look at photos of my kids, I forget them.
That's why you take so many.
Right. I take so many photos.
That's
of the
everybody.
kids.
Everybody.
Right.
Because we don't actually
And I
see
meant
them.
everybody.
No.
I didn't mean me.
We don't
Not
see
me.
the children in person. We
No.
look at pictures of them and, yeah.
North.
Send their moms texts,
Especially this time
advice for raising
of year. I
them.
think now more than ever you avoid them around the holidays, right? Because they want stuff.
So demanding.
Yeah, they're so demanding.
Yeah. I don't have kids yet, but this is what I imagine it's like.
Yeah, yeah.
You're going to be great at it.
Thanks.
I can tell.
Guys, sincerely, I really, like I said before, I get to watch a lot of internet content. And I thoroughly enjoyed your show, and I thought it was fantastic. I think all of these people agree. Buddy System. You can see it on YouTube, Rhett. You already know that. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it right now. One more time, everybody. Rhett and Link. Make some noise. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
All right.